Is Alita Battle Angel the best manga adapted movie? Let's find out. Welcome to the objective review of Alita Battle Angel. And in objective review, I like to break a movie down into 6 categories and assign weights to them, depending on the genre, to have the most honest, unbiased, objective review as possible. So let's start with the first category of story.
She's the last of her kind. She contains technology that have been lost for 300 years.
The story involves a young cyborg girl named Alita, and she has a memory loss. She doesn't know who she is, but she's kind of trying to figure that out. You do know she comes up from the high place where all the rich people live, and she's down there on the bottom of Earth living with other poor people. But that's about the clearest thing about this movie, because honestly, the objective and the drive and the actual story of this movie was severely unclear to me. Like, what's the goal? To get up top? What's the goal? To beat someone? Like, I'm just not sure, and that was very infuriating. And also, the characters' motives and who they were aligned with was really unclear. It's like this movie was made for people who really love the manga and they didn't need all that explained to them. And one of the biggest issues with this movie is that it feels a lot like setup. Like, there is no big bad to go after. Like, sure, she's facing all these different people, but there's this person who's like off in the background, who's the real manipulator of everything. And that makes everyone else just feel lesser than. And so the movie never felt like it really had any type of real conflict. I did enjoy Alita, the character herself, and her figuring out who she is. So for story, I'm gonna give it a 6.5 out of 10. Next is on to emotion.
It's the loneliest feeling not to know who you are.
In time, you'll remember.
And when it came to the emotion in this movie, I felt absolutely none of it. Like, it's bad to say, but in those emotional scenes where, like, oh no, someone's really hurt or injured or possibly dying, like, I'm just kind of laughing at it. And I can't really take it serious at all because, one, the dialogue does not support those scenes at all. And the acting is really cheesy by a lot of actors. Emotionally, I did enjoy Alita learning who she was in those moments of triumph. So that's pretty much the highlight of emotion-wise. But I'll have to give it a 6.5 out of 10. Next is on action. And the action in this movie is fairly good. But my main issue with it is that it's so short-lived. Like, we get into these action scenes and Alita is freaking just kicking butt and it's really great to look at, and then it ends. And like, oh, that was nice. Would have liked that to last a little bit longer. And one of my main issues with the action scenes is that I don't know what the stakes are. Like, this never feels like there's a reason for these people fighting. So for action, give it 7.5 out of 10. Next is on to comedy.
I'm with her.
The comedy in this movie is fine. It's not shooting to be overly comedic, but, you know, I did have really nice little light, genuine, hearted chuckles about probably 2 to 4 times, so that's good. Also, the comedy didn't get in the way of anything. They didn't force it anywhere. It was fairly natural for the characters, but still it wasn't any type of laugh out loud comedy. So for that, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Next is on to acting.
You know more about me than you're saying.
Alita, some things are better left forgotten.
Christoph Waltz pretty much plays himself in this movie. He's not really asked to do that much more. He does come off as a fairly lovable father who has some regrets in life, who's dealing with that. So he's done fairly well. Doesn't have to emote that much on the range of acting, but he's good. I feel like Mahershala Ali was severely wasted in this movie, and he's just a cliche bad guy. And the girl who played Alita with her motion capture, she did a fairly good, solid job. Now, from there, everyone is so cheesy that I can't take a lot of scenes serious. Especially her boyfriend. Like, this guy does not seem like a good actor. He seems like a young Mark Wahlberg. Like, maybe one day he'll get there. You know, one day he'll be able to be in 4 Brothers reboot whenever that happens, but not right now. Right now, he's just really cheesy. So for acting, I'm gonna give it a 6.5 out of 10. Next is on to directing. And the directing of this movie is really the highlight of it, and you shouldn't be surprised because it's produced by James Cameron. He has the two highest grossing movies of all time of Avatar and Titanic. Those are also two of the most overrated movies of all time. But nonetheless, CGI is great. That motion capture for Alita looks amazing. Like when it gets up on close shots, she looks like the real thing, but somehow doesn't fall into the uncanny valley. And the rest of the visuals are also great. And the visuals within those action scenes are good. Like I said, they were just really short-lived. And the pacing was decent. It started off a little slow, but that's fine, I feel like, for movies, because you sort of just have to build up to it. So I was really fine with the pacing. And again, the motion capture was done fairly stunningly well. So this is a very highlight of the film. I feel like I wasn't blown away by anything but the motion capture, but still terrific job there. So I'll give that a 8 out of 10. So that brings us to our weighted average score of 6.9 out of 10. But is it the best manga adapted movie? No. The best manga adapted movie is definitely Edge of Tomorrow, starring Tom Cruise. Yes, that is based off a manga called All You Need Is Kill. That movie is fantastic. I highly recommend that one. And I recommend you go watch something else at the movie theater today besides Alita. All right, let me know your thoughts. If you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe. Sincerely, thank you for watching. I'm out.